Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm gonna talk about creating a routine that works for you. Basically, I will be talking about the things that I do and you can implement the same or you can modify the way you want. Well, when it comes to the daily routine, we all try to follow others and also we read so many books and watch YouTube videos, but it just doesn't work the way how we want it to be. And the main reason is we try to put a template that we have watched onto us. So in reality, it is hard for us to implement because we try to put someone else's template onto us, and that will fail miserably because every person's day-to-day routine will be different and they will have their own working style. But then it doesn't mean that you should not have any kind of routine. It's always good to have a routine that will work for you. So how to create a daily routine that works for you, and especially in my own YouTube channel and for my photography activity and also my full-time IT job. So how do I do these things? I've already created many more videos on how I manage YouTube and my full-time IT job, so you might want to check the card above. So in order to create a good daily routine, here are some of the points that I would like to highlight. So the first point is to track your most productive hours. So basically, we may not be in a position to be focused on a particular task the entire day. It might work best for some of them in the early morning or in the late in the evening. There are some night owls, and also there are a few people who can stick on to 4 a.m. in the morning. Well, I tried to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, but then that did not really work. It works sometimes, but then not always. It all depends on the previous day, how much of a workload that I've been working on, or also the family pressure, or there are so many things that we have to consider. And that too, if you're having kids, and if you're having sleepless nights, then it's definitely going to be trouble. It need not be like a timetable that you have to strictly follow. Make it flexible so that you have enough buffer time in between, so that you can stick onto these things and track the most productive hours in a day. So this is how I do it. I keep a track of all the activities that I do from morning to evening, and at the end of the day I just mark that number of hours where I have been the most productive. Well, I'm excluding the office hours. You can implement the same for your day-to-day 9 to 5 job, but here I'm speaking about the tasks in addition to the 9 to 5 job, that is the YouTube and the photography work that I do. Because I get time only in the morning and in the evening, I keep a track of the most productive hours where I can spend or where I could complete all of my planned activities. So the next point that I strictly follow is to plan a day before. Basically, it's either the day before or the next day early in the morning. So if I do not get sleep at night, then that's what I do. I plan for the next day. And if I'm dead tired, I just plan it the next day early in the morning, as soon as I wake up in the first half an hour, and highlight on one single major task and then try to break it down into smaller tasks. You might want to check the card above where I have discussed on the 5 simple habits that I work on, and I try to implement that, and I find that to be much more productive, and you might want to implement the same in your daily routine. So the next point is, how many hours do you sleep? So basically, I've read many of the books and also my wristwatch or the fitness band, which says 7 hours of sleep is mandatory or something, but then I usually do not. I just try to stick on to 7 hours, but I really do not stick on to not more than 5 or 5.5 hours. It can be because of the kids around, or it can be the office stress or the home stress. It can be a number of things, but it's hard to sleep for that many hours. But if I do not get sleep, that's what I do. I just wake up and start working on the things which I want to do. It can be some external certifications, it can be upgrading my technical skills, or it can be YouTube or editing photos or anything. But then maybe a little bit later in the day, during my offline hours, I just take a small break and just go to sleep. So whatever works best for you. Well, it's hard to stick onto this time unless you have to travel every day in the morning to some location to work, or it's just like your school days where you have to go to school every day in the morning at 9. You have to be there and you have to get ready. So whether you get sleep at night or not, you just go end up in working and you'll be having a bad day. Let me tell you, the best thing that I do is, there is enough tension in life and we have got n number of things to worry about, but keeping yourself super busy will not allow you to think on all those unwanted things that are happening around. So keep yourself super busy in whatever you like doing. So coming to the next point, have fun in whatever you do, because that's the most important bit, or else it will be more like burnout. If you start working on something without the long-term goal or without having a proper plan. Say for example, if you want to start a YouTube channel and you think about one video and then open a YouTube channel and start uploading videos, and if you run out of ideas after uploading 10 videos, then it's going to be hard. So plan the next set of YouTube, say for example, for the next 1 month or for the next 3 months or maybe even 1 year. Create that backlog. Whether you might want to check my YouTube workflow that I have created. so that you will get an idea as to how I do YouTube. The entire workflow is created over there, and I've created a Kanban board which you can follow. So have fun in doing whatever you do, or else it's only going to add more trouble, and over time you will lose interest. Even if it's something that is interesting, you will lose focus or you will lose interest, and it will become too monotonous, and it can be a burnout. By the way, check out my burnout video. Intro is a bit different, and just leave a comment if you have seen that burnout video already. The sound effects and the visuals are a little bit different that I have. So the next point is the self-efficacy to eating habits. Well, I've seen this in my own day-to-day food that I have, and the more oily kind of food that I have, or this has got nothing to do with my photography or YouTube, but let me tell you, to focus on hour-long editing or hour-long video recording, in order not to feel that sleepy and in order to focus on the subjects, I make sure that even the food that I will have is something light. It can be even rice. I will just have a minimal of it because it will make you sleepy. You cannot focus on things and you'll end up in sleeping during your odd hours or most important productive hours. So have control over whatever you're eating. So the next point is to stick to your plan for at least they say that you want to follow a habit for 21 days or 30 days or even 66 days. Just stick on to that habit and make it a routine for maybe another 3 months time. Don't go with those exact 66 numbers and then put a tick mark every day, and then at 22 days, yes, I'm done and that's an achievement, and on the 24th day you just close everything and then get back to where you were. So basically what I'm trying to say is just stick on to your plan, and whenever you're planning, have a plan, think about long term, and also make sure that so especially when it comes to YouTube, make sure that you can sustain for a really long duration. It's not like you upload for 1 month and then you forget for the next 2 months, and that's what I've been doing during my initial days of YouTube. But for the first time, I've been strictly uploading 2 videos a week now for quite some time now. I had to stick on. I just pushed a bit to myself, and now it has become a habit. And I strictly follow the sprint for my YouTube channel. So by doing so, the one that I'm recording currently, you might see that video in the next month. So whatever videos that I publish, it will be recorded on the previous month. So this is how I follow. Basically, stick onto your plan. It can be anything. It can be yoga, it can be exercise, or uploading photos to stock photography and to make some money. By the way, you can check this card above for stock photography and how to make money out of it. And there are a lot many things, but whatever you do, it can be any activity for that matter. Just stick on to that for quite some time, at least maybe 3 months or 6 months. And once it becomes a habit, you can stick on to that routine. By the way, do not go with whatever I say. It's good if you have already made a note of, and if you can stick on to this, well and good, but I would highly suggest try this or try any of these templates that are given by all these productivity gurus out there. I should not be saying the productivity guru, but the tips that you have got from so many other YouTubers who speak about productivity. Try to stick on, but if you cannot, then come up with your own template and make sure that you stick on to that routine. So it's always nice to have a disciplined life. If you like this video, then go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So by the way, if you haven't signed up, then go ahead, sign up to my friend zone. You will be getting newsletters once in 2 weeks. So go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit on the bell icon to get all the latest updates. I will be sharing many more videos of this kind. Stay tuned. Cheers.